Donc là, il n'y a rien à faire.
Anomaly on sensors.
Tu vas où?
Je suis sur tempête.
Où tu vas là?
Je sais pas, il me demande d'y aller.
Pathfinder, do you have just a minute? Ryder, isn't it? Kerry Tvessa, freelance vidmaker. This is Hakeem, my producer. I could use your help.
What are you looking for?
Director Tans asked for an uplifting documentary on the initiative. Translation? Paint rainbows over our problems. But our problems are history. People deserve the truth, not propaganda.
Maybe a crisis is the time for hope, rather than hard truths.
That was Tan's angle. But if we pretend everything's fine, who does that truly serve? The heart of my documentary will be an interview series. I was hoping you'd take part. I want the dirt and blood of our story, not the convenient fairy tale Tan's looking for. Interested?
You don't mind treading on the initiative director's toes?
What would he do? Pool funding we don't have? I'm game if you are.
Okay, interview away.
Let's start at home. 14 months and the Nexus still isn't finished. Arcs are missing, we have people in exile. By any standard, this wasn't the plan. Our leadership describes these as anticipated issues. Would you agree?
We still have to fix them. Everyone, leaders included, needs to pitch in. Let's be honest about these challenges and how we're going to face them.
Nice. Won't make you popular with the leaders, but it's good to hear. Bandwidth means I'm transmitting in short bursts, so that's all for now. But you can bet I'll have more questions later. You were great. I'll get to work.
J'ai faim.
Mais mange!
Arrête de crier surtout.
Non, mais si t'as faim, tu manges. Pourquoi tu...
J'ai faim. Moi. J'ai faim. J'ai faim. Mange. Le croque-monsieur là, je le mets dans combien de...
C'est marqué dessus.
Dans le micro?
Bah oui. Faut que tu mettes le carton avec, voilà.
Tu vois qu'il va jouer maintenant avec son truc.
Help you?
Hein?
Pathfinder Rider, here to see Nilke
Oh.
Rensis.
Oui,
Ah,
c'est vrai.
a murderer. Wife's
C'est
here
pour
all
le
the
bain, ça.
time.
Ah, c'est pour le bain.
Sob
Et
story.
ça, c'est pour le bain aussi.
Milk girl, you're moving up in the world. There's a Pathfinder wanted to check with you.
Pathfinder, huh? They called in the big guns to exile Andromeda's first murderer.
Your wife's all broken up over this. She says you didn't do it, and that she loves you.
She's a wonderful person. At this point, it's too late. They found me guilty.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
I was part of the futile effort to set up a colony on Eos. We were on our last legs, overrun by hostiles, our leader dead. The security criminals. My friend, he refused to call for evacuation. I argued with him. Everyone saw.
Ils disent 2 minutes, j'ai vu plus d'une minute. Enfin, en vache. Nom de Dieu. C'est chaudation tout ça, c'est chaudation.
People assumed you did it?
For good reason. He ordered us to regroup and counterattack. We were moving through a sandstorm. I saw movement, thought it was the Ket, and I guess I panicked and fired. A witness saw the chief's chest explode.
Je vais pas.
Sounds like an accident.
That's what I told them. But I was enraged when we argued. There's a recording. It's ugly. Everyone's certain I did it on purpose so we could evacuate. Only my word otherwise.
I'll check out the evidence. Maybe something doesn't add up.
It'd be nice to have someone with an open mind looking at it. You're a Pathfinder. I'm sure Kandros would give you access. Maybe there's still hope.
All personnel, be aware of any suspicious activity. Security is on heightened alert.
Scan and trace the wiring to locate the panel that the saboteur used.
Engineering update. We are working on accessing more power from the Hyperion. All non-relevant repair requests are currently on hold until power coupling is complete. Please be advised that Hyperion docking procedures are now complete. Tempest crew should report to the docking area at once.
C'est meilleur ça.
Oui, mais mets-les dedans.
Dans quoi?
L'autre.
Dans quoi?
Prends-en un deuxième et mets-le dedans.
Ah non, non, non.
Dans le carton.
Non, j'ai bien mangé moi.
Bah, faut savoir.
C'est pas le carton qui a fait en faire
Bah, si.
Mais non. C'est pas le carton. C'est l'autre, ils ont un goût chef, machin, c'est pas top.
Seul bug.
C'est quoi qui bug? Le jeu? Ils l'ont dit. Tu m'as dit. Vas-y, va sur Manoé, c'est un jeu à horizon du début. T'es pas obligé de jouer sur ce jeu.
I know that one. The others bent your ear, did they?
Something like that?
You get used to it. Just focus on being a Pathfinder.
C'est quoi qui bug?
Can't argue with results.
Ah ouais, mais t'es en train de diffuser aussi.
Anyway, welcome
Non,
to
le
Militia
truc qui marche
HQ.
pas.
Qu'est-ce que quoi qui marche pas?
This office fields militia work,
Quoi?
Nexus Security,
C'est ta
and
mission.
looking for
Tu
the
peux
Turian.
changer de mission pour
What's the
voir
word
si
on the
ça
Turian
fait
arc?
quelque chose.
Scattered readings. Some indicate the Natanus was destroyed, others that people are alive.
Moi, j'arrive pas à comprendre qu'on sort des jeux et qu'ils
If you
marchent.
need anything, come see me, even if it's just a vent.
I spoke with Nilken Rensis, the man found guilty of the murder on Eos.
Yes, our first murder here in Andromeda. I wish it had been our last. When the colony attempts failed, it didn't help spirits that a high-ranking officer was killed by one of our own. The mutiny here on Nexus was probably inevitable, but this acted as a spark.
So there was a trial and he was found guilty.
It was short and decisive. Despite the lack of physical evidence, everything added up. His only defense was, trust me, I didn't mean to do it.
And you assume he's lying.
What's a lie to a murder? Look, knock yourself out. The key witness, Catherine Shaw, works in operations. Go ahead and talk to her. And there's a recording of the perpetrator threatening the victim. I'll let you cue it up on the console there. As far as I'm concerned, this case is closed.
What do you know about the enemies we've encountered? The Ket.
We usually see them on worlds with those alien structures. The Ket don't take kindly to anyone studying them. Not sure why. They don't talk to us. Every time we cross paths, there's a fight or they take prisoners.
Why? What do they want?
No one knows. But I've seen their weaponry and what they do to those prisoners. I want them a long, long way from the Nexus.
What brought you out here to Andromeda?
I was tired of being the good one.
The good one?
The Kandros family is old military. There were expectations, you know. Then my sister became a sculptor and cousin Irene went pirate on Omega. Everyone was proud that I stayed in service. But I kept wondering, when do I get my adventure? Jen Garson's dream was so grand, so gutsy, I had to be part of it.
You talk like you weren't part of the leadership. How did you end up commanding the militia?
I was escorting a prospecting team on some moon when those Ket found us. They penned us like cattle for experiments. I managed to get loose, snatched a gun, and freed the others. By the time we killed the bastards and headed back to war in the Nexus, everyone looked at me like I was in charge.
That sounds familiar.
The militia grew from there. Funny, once the heat is on, all kinds of people rise to the top.
Are the other Turians managing okay?
So-so. We're not good at sitting around in a crisis. Service before self gets drummed into us at boot camp. That's probably why so many of us are in the militia. We like to earn our citizenship, whatever galaxy we're in. But it's hard to focus with our arc missing.
It's rough out there. I might need backup if you can spare the people.
I have strike teams specializing in assault and extraction. If you need serious firepower, my Apex teams have you covered. In fact, I can give you authority to dispatch them. It'll cut down their response time.
Thank you.
Non?
Our current ops are on the terminal. See if there's anything that could use a shot where it
T'as dit que t'arrêtais.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
Non, je vais beaucoup d'eau, t'inquiète. Je suis stressé.
T'es
Tu
stressé
laisses
de
les
quoi?
pistaches, hein. Tu touches pas.
Pourquoi?
Parce que c'est à moi.
The Nexus versus Colonist Milken, Evidence 7A.
Hiram! Hiram! They've seized the compound! Call for evacuation! We're not giving up,
Bon,
Milken. We're taking it
moi
back!
je vais vous laisser, je vais
No,
aller faire deux
I'm
trois
not letting
courses
your
et puis
ego
après
get
je
us
pense
killed,
que
even if I
je
have
vais
to.
revenir. Je vais me relancer dans Horizon pour ce long week-end.
No! Get him off me! Get him
J'essaie de le
off
finir
me!
quand même ce putain de jeu. Je vais pas acheter pour rien.
Ok. Bah tout à l'heure alors.
Ouais, tout à l'heure. Je redescends. C'est parti. Bon allez. Bon jeu.
Cassidy Shaw? I'm Ryder. I'm looking into the Nilken murder case.
Oh man, I thought that was over with. Have you heard the audio recording of their fight?
Yes.
I helped pull him off Chief Reynolds. You could see it in his eyes. He was gonna kill him. Then in the sandstorm, I had a pretty clear view of the Chief. He looked right at Nilken and shouted no. Then his chest burst open. I'll never forget it. The look on his face was pure shock.
Reynolds was leading me back to retake the compound. Do you agree with that?
It wasn't my place to agree or disagree. He was ranking officer. In retrospect, it is ironic. If he hadn't been killed, we all probably would have died.
Did you see any Ket in the vicinity?
Nilken said so, but not that I could see. Still, the sandstorm was severe. Visibility wasn't great.
Did Nilken seem remorseful?
I lost sight of Nilken in the turmoil. When we found him, he seemed in shock. He couldn't speak. He looked nauseated. Could have been guilt. The reality of the act sinking in.
If they'd fought and Nilken threatened to kill him, why was Reynolds surprised?
Friends fight, say things they don't mean, maybe even hurt each other. But you don't expect your best friend to shoot you. To me, that's the saddest part. The Chief's heart was broken right before it exploded.
I appreciate the information.
Of course. It kills me we had to leave him behind. He deserved a proper funeral.
So the body was never examined? Important piece of a murder investigation.
Tian wouldn't allow a mission to go back for him. Said it was too dangerous.
Please be advised that Hyperion docking procedures are now complete.
Well, old man, we're getting there.
Ryder, you may have a less than flattering view of me, but I want to express my condolences for your father.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
Any idea where they went?
Nothing certain, but tens of thousands of colonists. It paints the initiative unflattering light. Did you have some other business?
I'm looking into the Nilken Rensis murder charge.
And?
I want to go to EOS and retrieve Chief Reynolds' body.
That isn't usually Pathfinder business.
First murder in Andromeda, and I'm impartial. Figured you'd want to get it right.
Settling an outpost comes first. But I suppose I have no objections. Physical evidence will only bolster the case.
The more certain we can be, the better.
All right, but let's keep it quiet. I don't want people thinking we're reopening the case. I hope anything you find reaffirms what's been done, but if it sheds a different light, we'll deal with it. We'll send the coordinates of the murder scene. Good luck.
Any more information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst. Should you find any clues, please investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the Initiative can never be fulfilled.
Are there any other arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave, but before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
Sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. The Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
How did Jean Garson die?
With the rest of the leadership, when the Nexus hit the Scourge, a large ring of stasis pods was destroyed.
Parce qu'il est
They were
parti.
killed
Il est parti.
These people
Ouais,
trapped
dans
for
des
16
courses.
years and died before they even woke up.
Toute seule alors.
Garson
Ouais.
glimpsed Helios. She never saw her vision.
Et attends, j'ai entendu gris. Oh non, mais putain, mais laisse-moi les pistaches.
Ah tiens, vas-y.
Non, c'est bon, allez, vas-y.
Tiens. J'en veux plus.
Je veux pas la façon dont tu
J'en veux
tiens.
plus.
Pourquoi t'en as pris alors?
Bah, j'en voulais un peu.
Bah, je vois ça.
Moi, je vais pas manger beaucoup.
Pour le soir, je viens, moi, ce soir.
Kandros mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising